So, how's life in retail?
It's all good. Really good.
Yeah.
We've just come out of a brilliant Christmas and brilliant sale. So, it's looking good. And obviously, we had the trading statement yesterday, which was really positive. So, all good.
So, not many retailers would be saying that, would they?
I doubt it very much, Matt. I doubt it very much. Yeah. It's just incredible, isn't it?
Yeah. It's really good to see that part of the business continually evolve,
absolutely,
and just keep growing.
Absolutely, and I think with sale and particularly Christmas, the amount of footfall coming through the stores. Our sale was, from a footfall point of view, much bigger than we anticipated. So it's like a sale back in the day. So it's incredibly positive to see.
Yeah, because I live local to the Enderby campus in Leicester, and actually on all like the local, they were actually showing again like
the queues are back. The queues are back. Yeah, which is again we haven't had those to those sort of volumes. So it's great.
Do you think that's caught everyone off guard? Or
a little bit. Yeah, I think, and I do think where we used to trade Boxing Day, I think there may be a customer that would never have come out on that Boxing Day, whereas now they know that it's the third day.
Yeah.
Actually, you probably would we see more people come out because
like get me out of the house.
Yeah, and also that they know there's potentially an opportunity for a bargain on the third day. Whereas when they didn't come out on Boxing Day before, they think maybe we know how busy the next sales are. Is there going to be anything left for me? So I don't know. It's and I think just generally maybe more people in retail and in shops. So
more opportunity to grab a bargain, like you say. Because
absolutely.
It's like if those people who were like 100% on going Boxing Day would get the best deals, wouldn't they? Yeah. Whereas now it's like it's all up for grabs.
Yeah, absolutely. And the positive thing is that we've just not seen. It's not detrimental to the cash recovery. So the life of the sale is still good.
Oh, good.
Even though we've obviously we don't do the Boxing Day, so that's the positive.
Yeah, massively. So probably best doing an intro as well. So you are.
So I'm Chris, and I've worked for Next many years. So I actually celebrated my 30 years last May.
Nice.
Thank you. So and I've been an area manager now for 13 years. And have managed various areas. I currently manage North London.
Oh.
So great. I've got a great area. Exciting things happening on my area. So
Nice. And what is an area manager like? What is it? Because I guess
as in what we do.
Yeah, what you do. Yeah.
It's a difficult question to answer. We do lots. I think that's what I love about my role is that it is so incredibly diverse. So. Obviously, we have stores to look after, but we also get involved in lots of projects. We have the opportunity to talk new space and property with Simon. So there's just so much to get involved with, and it just keeps the job so interesting.
So that's part of your remit as well, then, is it? It's not just down to one particular team to find space. Like you'll be doing that as well.
We all have our own areas, obviously, and we would all look for new space and opportunities. Nice. But it's not just. We also look at opportunities within our existing stores.
Got you.
Whether that's reconfigurations or concession opportunities, but to also have the opportunity to look at new space, it's just exciting.
So you're just constantly kind of innovating there.
Constantly.
Wicked.
Constantly, and obviously the introduction of our total platform.
Yeah.
Partners now, that's again, it's exciting. I get to work a lot with those, and you get to meet new people all the time and new teams, and it's great. It's just great collaborations, and it's fun. It keeps the job exciting.
What defines your area then? Is it like geographical, or is it number of stores, or is it?
Yeah, it's a bit of both. I think we all, each area manager will have a certain amount of stores. It sort of ranges between 16 to 20 shops. We all have a certain MAT, but then we also look at heads to manage. So the amount of heads we have as an area, collective area.
Because being in London, I guess your actual footprint area could be quite small, is it?
Yeah,
or?
it's tighter. It's
Tighter,
actually a
yeah.
tighter area,
Yeah.
absolutely. And I tend to sort of overlap slightly with other areas and area managers, but yeah, mainly for me, it's sort of North London and sort of touches on a bit of Central as well.
Nice.
So it's a great area. It's an exciting area for me.
Yeah, big time. And what's it like then, because then I guess you've got then those 16 to 20 store managers as your team.
Yeah, absolutely.
So is that kind of your team that you're working with?
Yeah, well, it's all my,
Yeah.
all the teams in all the stores. That's all my team. But yeah, I have 16 incredible store managers, amazing team that. A lot of them have worked for Next for many years. It's a very long-serving team. So, I'm just lucky. I've got a great team.
Yeah, helps, doesn't it? Like
Totally does.
It does help.
It totally does.
Really
and it
does
just
help.
allows me to do so many other things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And what's when you started? So when did you say 13
So
years ago?
I started 30 years ago.
30 years
so
ago.
it's 3-0, not 1-3.
But 13 as an area manager.
13 as an area manager.
And what was that like? Because did you come through being a store manager?
I moved. So 13 years ago, I moved from the Bournemouth area, so the South Coast, which is where I had been for most of my career. And then an opportunity came up in London to manage Westfield, White City, which it still is a huge store, and a very busy shopping centre, and that was in the capacity of a senior store manager.
Yeah.
And that was just life changing for me because there was just so many opportunities moving into a completely new region and experiencing so many different things, and opportunities came up very quickly for an area manager role, which I temporarily covered, and then that turned into another opportunity, and then I just became a permanent area manager in the London region. So
nice.
it was a lot's happened for me in that period of time.
Would you say that's kind of one of the defining points of your career?
Absolutely.
Moving from Bournemouth
moving to Bournemouth to and that at the end of the day, but that for personal reasons, I couldn't really move outside of where I was originally.
Yeah.
Then personal circumstances changed. London came up, and then my career just it was incredible for me. It was just that opportunity to, as I say, pick up lots of different positions and get into that area manager role.
And it's good that you said the word opportunity a lot there, which is great.
Yeah.
Because I think, some people might think, is there any opportunities in retail?
Goodness.
But there's a lot, isn't there?
There's so many opportunities, Matt. And I think, and more, with the growth of brands and Total Platform, we see a lot of retail teams going to working at head office and working for the brands. It's just, there's so many great opportunities, more than ever. There's so much scope to move into different parts of the business.
And what do you think's kept you here so long, carrying on doing this as well?
Well, the diversity, and and also I just love being a field, part of the field team role.
Yeah.
Being in stores, I love people and meeting people, and that's just my passion.
Yeah.
So, and as I say, no 2 days are the same. It changes all the time.
Yeah.
So, that's just what I love about my role. Even 30 years on, every day is different, and I love it.
How good is it though that you can still say that 30 years?
I know.
Yeah, 30 years later,
I know.
And that's a common thing as well.
Totally.
Amongst people, of all different levels as well. Whether they've been doing, because some people haven't they? They've been working in our stores maybe part time for 30 years.
Many years. I think if you went around the room of with all my store managers, it would all be double figures of length service. It's quite incredible. The loyalty is incredible.
Yeah. And do you think that's because there's a strong affiliation with the brand?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And it's such an incredible brand.
Yeah.
I think if you want a career in retail, Next is the brand and company you need to work for. So I think they realise that, that
right.
It's just the company has just got stronger and stronger over the years, and they're proud. They're proud. They're proud to work for Next. That they're proud to be part of that and the brand.
Yeah. And how important do you think it is that, you know, the retail part of Next, you know, how much does that impact the brand? Do you think it's got a big part to play?
Oh my goodness, it's huge. You know, that Next is the original brand. So, you know, we are the face of Next, and more so over the past several years, that the online business has grown and, you know, has kept us incredibly strong coming out of COVID. And we've got 480 outlets that customers can use for parcel collections and returns.
Yeah.
And that just drives footfall into stores, but it also drives additional workload into our stores as well. So where we may have seen a decline in retail over the years, we've still been able to retain and maintain contracts and shifts because our teams have picked up that online work. And that customers want that. You know, they want to be able to come into a store and pick up a parcel, seamless service, quick, fast, and efficient. And that is what we deliver as a business. And that is what I believe makes us unique to other companies. Yeah,
there's not many other well, I can't think off the top of my head any other retailers that kind of offer that service.
No,
not at the same scale either.
Not at the same scale, and you know, and as we continue to invest in technology and systems, and also obviously build bigger warehouses, bigger capacity, it just makes us stronger and it enables us to deliver that even more effectively. But yeah, I mean, even I get blown away still to this day that I can order something the day before and it comes the next morning. You know, that is you know, we're just so famous for our online business and what that delivers.
And it's just going back to what you said as well. I think, and I see this a lot in what I do, that retail is so important because it is the face, and a lot of people still see Next as the high street retailer. Yeah. But there's so much that's changing, isn't there, as well with the retail stores? What kind of things have you? I mean, what's the things
Well, I think, you know, as I say, operationally with online, that's grown. You know, we're back in the day, it was sort of tissue wrapped product in a bag. You know, that's what we did. And now it's all about, I want to be able to collect my parcel in as the quickest possible time. That to the customer is good service. So the service levels, I guess, have changed in that respect. But, you know, we have introduced coffee shops over the years. We've introduced brands. You know, obviously we've introduced concessions, and that just makes our stores more experiential, I suppose, for the customer. You know, it's not just Next product. It's the opportunity to bring in potentially incremental business on different brands and products that we stock. So I would say that's a big change, and we're still doing that. You know, we obviously have stores that have potential space to put concessions and brands in. You know, for us, it's all about working every square foot, getting as many pounds out of every square foot. And that may mean tightening up on our existing product to open up for concessions or brands. And you know, the beauty of that is that you get an income, potentially a variable or a fixed income. So that's just adding onto your bottom line. Which is
that how it works then?
That's how it works. So, you know, a concession would rent space. It's far cheaper for them to rent 600 square feet in our shop than it is for them to rent a standalone property. But also it brings in the next footfall for them, and also incremental footfall for us. So it sort of works both ways.
So if I was going to if there was a certain coffee shop, won't name names, going into one of ours, I think we have a lot of Costas. Plug.
We do.
If someone was a Costa customer and maybe not really a Next customer, they might then be inclined to go into that store.
Absolutely. And you know, we do see a slight increase in additional sales where we've added coffee shops, which again it's all positive. So, you know, it is about reconfiguring our existing stores. And then, you know, menswear has grown considerably over the past couple of years, and you know, sadly, where we've closed retailers on the high street, we've benefited from that. And we can also look then at opportunities to expand on existing space of existing products. So, for example, expanding our menswear departments into maybe back of house space or other departments that are over space. So it's really about making each store work as hard as it possibly can do.
And that's what you're basically doing every day as well, all
the
time.
All the time. And, there's always new opportunities, new concessions, new brands. That's evolving all the time, which is the exciting thing. And yeah, it's just, as I said earlier, it just brings in additional income, and it just pushes up the store's bottom line profit figure. So yeah, it's all good.
That must be. It sounds so interesting though, because I guess like when you're walking in a store, is your mind just like, right, how can we get this even better? How can we keep evolving?
Totally.
This? Yeah.
And as I say, product changes. Yeah. All the time, and we are very fast at reacting to pulling in incremental business. Particularly on menswear, where we've seen retailers, unfortunately close. Yeah. How can we capture that incremental business for maybe a different age group or just a different type of customer? So the product teams work really hard at testing that and a vehicle of how we can try different things to just bring that customer through to next.
And I guess that's the beauty of retail, isn't it, as well, that you can try a lot more stuff in retail. Whereas online, it's people have got to go and find it. But I guess in a store, it's right there for you.
It is,
and
customers still like to browse. I think there's always, listen, online will always suit a certain type of customer, but in the main, most customers like to come in and browse. We know men particularly like to come in and browse more in a shop than they do shop online. So we've always got people coming in the stores, and as you said earlier, trials, we do so many of those because we can. We can do different things in different trials, and which gives us sales opportunities, which is brilliant. And as a business, we're very open to that.
Which then I guess you can then feed that into online and be like, actually, this is going really well. Like in retail, this is performing well. We need to get more online.
And vice versa. I think that's the other great thing about Next and us as a business is the way we manage our stock so strictly, and the fact that we've got the technology to be able to know where stock is at any time. So we can pull stock out of stores, push stock into stores. we can push in online stock if we're struggling with what we've got from a retail stock level point of view. So it's incredible because we're always moving the stock around the business and of where we need it, and from a service point of view for customers to be able, if it's not available online, we can pull it from a store. So but it works both ways. And that's powerful.
Yeah, really powerful. And service, because you've said that a few times as well. Service, then, is that a key focus of kind
Absolutely.
of what you all do? Yeah,
oh my goodness, definitely. As I say, service is changed over the years. We just want to make sure we're delivering what the customer wants, and a big part of that is the omni-channel experience. Is that they want to be able to order something online, hopefully collect in store because it's free, and be able to pick up that parcel, try on their items. They can return it, they can keep it, they can add things on, which is again which is why it's important to drive the online customer into stores. And that's that to them is that's what people want as good service now.
Yeah, that whole experience,
and that is what we deliver. And we're always working hard at how we can improve it, how we can make it more efficient. There's always opportunities, but that is, apart from obviously delivering great service face to face to a customer, that's what we work at.
So we've got the great service, and then we've also got all the concessions that are added in as well. How important do you think it is then that we have a strong brand in order to keep retail so successul and prominent, and is it important that we have that brand?
Yeah, it totally is. I think we just have so much loyalty with Next. I just think about, I've got nieces of 7, 9 that love shopping at at Next, up to, you know, my nan that still used to love shopping at Next. It's everybody knows Next, you know, even traveling here today to head office, I lost count of the amount of vans that, you know, delivery vans with Next
Good
on,
game,
you know, and you sort of feel proud. You drive by, and think, yeah, go on, you know. It's like advertising, you know, that we stock so many brands, and you know, our logo is so powerful, and our branding, the front of the store, the way we display our product, the way we light a store, the way we lay it out, it's all part of our branding that customers know. It's powerful.
I think that's so, like I said earlier, it's even more important in retail because it's that experience you're giving to someone, right down to even the first person someone sees when they walk in, or you know, they go to the coffee shop, but it's still part of Next, isn't it? So you still want that whole experience to be spot on for that customer.
Anybody that is within our store is part of us, and, you know, represents us as a brand. But yeah, brand identity is incredibly important, and it's just so strong. Next is so strong.
Yeah, like I said, I can't think of other retailers that are in the position that we are, and, you know, offering the same level of service to people, whether it be online or in stores. It's just so good. It's just so good. And what kind of things, you know, in the future, where do you think retail will kind of go and progress?
Well, you know, we're constantly, you know, the very exciting thing is that we are looking for new space now. So, you know, where we may have been cautious over the past few years coming out of the pandemic, actually now we are looking at opportunities, and that is so exciting for us as a field team. And that may be space in untouched territory. You know, it could be a location where we don't have a store that's maybe particularly, it may be challenging for a customer to travel from A to B, but actually having a store in maybe a central point between that would work. And if we can put the sales numbers on and we can make it work from a shop fit point of view and the cost, then that's an opportunity for us. But we also look at existing stores that may be very tight for space, maybe on a retail park, that we can either extend sideways potentially, which is always a cheaper option, I guess, because you're not starting from scratch, or a relocation on a let's say a retail park into a bigger space.
Okay.
But, you know, also we've had stores that have closed in the past in towns or certain locations where the lease has run out, or at that particular time the rent review just didn't work for us. That, you know, in the meantime, we may have opened a new retail park or built a new development, and actually we can go back into there. So, you know, that's exciting for us, because to be able to add incremental stores and new space, well, that's just incredibly positive and exciting in the current times.
Yeah, I mean, I've not heard that kind of talk since COVID. You know, since we've had COVID, and rightly so, because you've got it. You know,
well, we were just being cautious and sensible. You know, and we spent a lot of time then reconfigurating our existing stores, as I said earlier, to almost make them work harder. But if we generally feel there is an opportunity outside of that, then you know, we would propose that as an opportunity.
Which is great, isn't it? Because then there's you were speaking about your journey at Next. It then creates those opportunities for other people as well.
Totally does.
We could open or relocate to a new, bigger space, and then you go, there's these people that are all got the potential
to
who
move
wants
on,
it.
opportunities, management positions. Obviously, it's a new team. You know, and then, you know, just from somebody moving from one store can then create a lot of opportunities for other people on an area or region. So yeah, there's always lots of new opportunities that come from that.
Yeah, definitely. How many people are there now, roughly, in retail? Do you know?
I want to say around 25,000.
Which is a lot,
Don't
isn't
quote
it?
me on that. I think it is around that.
Yeah,
It's a lot.
yeah. I thought it was
it's
that.
huge.
Yeah.
It's a huge team.
It's a huge team, and then you've got, and what's great then for you is you've got part of that 25,000 as your team all. And do people move around your area a lot as well?
Yeah, they do. Yeah. You know, I think it just depends what opportunities there are in each store from vacancies and contracts. But yeah, a lot. You know, I have a lot of managers that move around. But also, you know, you'll have teams and managers that relocate and move to other parts of the country.
Yeah.
So we will always, you know, we would never want to lose them.
Yeah.
And, you know, something we've done brilliantly over the Christmas period was student transfers, where we've just had members of our team that come home for Christmas.
Yeah.
That we've then tried to accommodate them in our stores locally to home, which is brilliant, because normally we would take on Christmas temporary Christmas staff.
Yeah, yeah.
But actually, we would far sooner have our existing members of our teams
That
pick
know
up their
everything.
shift, that know
Yeah.
everything, absolutely, and
Yeah.
just slot straight in. It's brilliant, you know. And then they would when that period's up, they then go back to their where they're studying to go back to the store there, and that's brilliant. And we've worked really hard at trying to accommodate as many people as possible. But you know, we would always try and accommodate somebody moving to another town where possible. So that there's usually an opportunity for somebody.
Which is great, isn't it? Because with 480 stores, you're probably going to be X amount of miles within a next at all times anyway.
That there'll be something for them
there
to pick up. And, and then maybe something comes up after that anyway. But they just get their foot in the door locally to where they've moved, and then
bit like you did.
Absolutely.
Like that was your route into London.
Totally.
Yeah.
Totally.
Yeah, and then that just grew and grew.
Yeah, and I
grew.
think, you know, the more mobile you are, the more you can move around, the more opportunities there are, for sure. And like I said earlier, even at head office level, and that, you know, and we push that. You know, there's particularly for maybe managers that we've got in store, there's opportunities in buying and product and visual merchandising, and it's great for them if they want to move into a different part, come out of a store and do something different, more head office based. There's always opportunities, and we always share those with our teams. You know, we're all one business at the end of the day. So
and I you know, from my personal level, I've always worked at Enderby at the head office, and that's one thing I've always seen from retail is there's never been that. Well, it's not like that anywhere. Us and them approach.
Never.
It's never like that. It's never like that.
No, we're one big team.
No.
And that is really evident with Next.
Yeah.
We all work together incredibly well. One big family, you know, and it's always been that way.
Yeah. And you mentioned there as well around the, when you were talking about the concessions, around brands. So have we got brands in store as well as online now, or?
Well, what we would, in the main, we have concessions. So certain concessions that come into stores, but then we also do have brands, children's wear brands that we again have in a certain amount of stores, and we've got such powerful data from online and the parcel information that it tells us what customers are buying and collecting in stores. So if we know we've got a particular brand that we would stock in stores, so we don't obviously, you know, we've got, you know, nearly 1,000 brands. But if it's a brand that we may stock in store, then we have got that data, that powerful data that's almost telling us, well, your customer is buying that. They're ordering it to that shop to pick up. So what it's sort of saying is that there is an appetite for that.
Just making it more convenient.
Making it more convenient. So, but you know, the great thing about the brands is it's online and customers can order it and collect next day. So again, it just goes back to the power of our online business is it's that vehicle for customers to be able to order those brands. But you know, for us, it's always important to give space to our own product first.
Yeah.
So you know that's what we would always try and do. So we would only introduce a brand or a concession if we had the space.
Yeah.
And we've exhausted opportunities of our own product first.
Yeah. Yeah, which rightly so. You know, we've got so many good products.
Yeah, we have.
Like, you know, we've got some great product teams, and we cover so many different things. But it's good that we can get the balance. And does the combination of this, or that is the next brand, then help? Does this then impact overall sales? Do you think, like having this kind of retail powerhouse?
For sure. You know, I think, like I say, that the introduction of brands just picks up new customers all the time. It drives those customers into stores to collect the parcels, even if they may not shop a next product. They've ordered a branded product that then they're picking up from a next store. So that's still driving footfall into our shops. And as I said earlier, you know, we do see add-on sales, or if somebody returns something, but then they see a next item, they may exchange it. So it's not only the incremental customer and business that we're pulling in from different brands, it's the fact that we're then driving them into stores if they choose to collect their parcels from one of our shops. But yeah, it just makes the whole brand more exciting.
Yeah. And what are you looking forward to most, like, going forward then? Even on a personal level, you know, like there's always new opportunities for me. You know, I think projects, you know, like I said earlier, I work with a lot of the Total Platform partners, and that it is exciting because you get to meet different people, you get to build relationships. You know, our next teams build relationships with our partners and buddy systems, and there's some great relationships that we see from that. And it's great because, you know, we watch what they do, they watch what we do. What can we offer them? You know, their profit is our profit, so it's important that we work collaboratively, which we do. Massively.
And that I love that. You know, as well as just doing lots of other things. You know, there's always something to do, Matt. It's you know, there's always lots of exciting things that come up, and we're an exciting company, we're an exciting brand, and you know there's lots of exciting things to come, even though you don't know what they are. there is always exciting things coming, and that's just what I love about it.
Great. Well, I think that's a perfect place to end there then. Thanks for coming on.
Pleasure.
Been awesome talking about retail, and also, you know, understanding more about, you know, what area managers do, because it's always been one of those roles that I'm like, I know it's really, really important. Yeah. And it's got so much to it, but I like how you've described it. So it's been great chatting.
Same. Thanks, Matt.
No worries.